Hello everyone. As you all know that this is the last month for the legacy students to complete the CFP certifications under the old syllabus. So I thought of giving you some 11th hour useful tips so that if you are attempting for any modules which you haven't cleared yet, it will be helpful for you. Now the first thing which FPSB India has introduced is online proctored examination, where you can give examinations, module examinations, any module examinations from module 1 to module 5 at the comfort of your home. Now this process involves downloading a browser. It's called Metal Browser, which is which is designed to for the safe online examinations. Now there are one advantage and another disadvantage. The advantage is that the total marks carried under the online examinations is only 130 marks compared to 150 marks in the offline examinations. The disadvantage or the drawback is that you really cannot use MS or OpenOffice or any software as such. Now, if you ask me, I prefer spreadsheets over financial calculators. So if I was given a choice whether I will go for the online exam or the offline exam, I will go for the offline exam because of the advantage of where I can use the MS OpenOffice, a spreadsheet based software, which I'm comfortable with. Now if you're comfortable using, if you're familiar using the calculator, then go ahead and give it a try. Now for this month till 10th of March is the last registration date, and the exam window will open from 17 till 28th March. That's the last exam date. You can give any exams from model 1 to model 5 also, and the price is a little bit discounted for the online exam, and which you also can register through the FPSB India website. You don't have to go to NCFM website also. For the 1 to 4 models, you can book it in $55. That means 4,000 to 4,100 Indian rupees. Yes, that is a discounted price. And also for the final module, it's double of any normal modules, that is $110. The second point is for those candidates who haven't cleared tax module and the final module. So the changes is basically the financial year or the assessment, change of assessment year, which is now 2020-21. Now how does it matter to you is that I will explain that there are a few changes in respect to deductions. One is 54(1), which is in terms of capital gains tax. When you sell a property, then you incur you earn some profits. So if you don't invest that profit in some properties, that gets taxed. Now earlier it used to be only one property, you can invest to only one property. Now you can do it in 2 properties. That's a one-time offer that income tax authorities are giving you. Coming up is 80EE, which is basically for the first time home buyers. The property price has to be less than 45 lakhs, and it has also to remind, it's the important thing to remember is that this is a standard deduction of rupees 1.5 lakhs. Now the next point is 80EEB, though this is a deduction of up to rupees 1.5 lakhs for the car loan takers who has invested in an electric vehicle, and this also has a time range of from April 2019 till March 2023. Next up is 80C. Earlier, only the NPS Tier 1 account, any investment done under NPS Tier 1 is allowed for deduction. Now, NPS Tier 2 also, investors in NPS Tier 2 can also claim deductions under 80C, but the total deduction amount remains 1.5 lakhs. Then it's 80CCD2. This is for the central government employees. Earlier, the NPS contribution was only 10%. Now it has been increased to 14%. That is it from my side. Now I'll just want to say all the best for all of you. Even if you don't clear all the modules of CFP by March, don't get depressed, because that is not the end of the line. You can easily transition to the new syllabus. I'm calling it new syllabus, but it's actually a new structure of the old syllabus only. There are some little bit changes in the structure, but if you go into the minute details, the old syllabus remains the same. So it's okay that if you don't clear CFP by March, do attempt all the exams after that also. And finally, all the best to everyone.